What up, everybody? You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have a huge show on tap for all of the real ones out there. We're going to go through some mid-level exception free agent targets, really affordable free agents, because the Knicks right now, they don't have any cap space, but they will have that full non-taxpayer mid-level exception to spend an NBA free agency, which is about $12.4 million. And the Knicks are going to use that, is what I've been told and what I am hearing. So we're going to go over like 15 guys that the Knicks could sign with that contract. You can slice it up and divvy it up in a different couple of ways. So there's definitely some intriguing prospects we're going to talk about. Then we're going to go through some Obi Toppin trade destinations. I'm not sure how much longer Obi Toppin is going to be on this roster. We talked about it last week. Toppin and the New York Knicks, according to Ian Begley, are going to work together to find a trade. So we'll talk about some potential destinations for Obi Toppin. And we got to turn the clock back to summer 2022 because Brian Windhorst has been very peculiar about the words that he's been saying about Donovan Mitchell. He even told Cavs fans that they should be worried that Donovan Mitchell wants to be a New York Knick again. So we have a whole bunch of stuff to break down. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's get the comment section rolling on today's show. If you're a real one, you bleed orange and blue, and you love the New York Knicks, and you like hanging out with New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, type real one down below in the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. We'll give shout-outs to all of the real ones down below. Shout out to Carl, my man CJB in the chat. What's up, Baptiste? My man Trump Poop, what's up? JJ, Shipmaster Kyle, a real one. Trump Poop, a real one. Raise for Life is a real one. Love that. Manyo, what up? He's a real one. If you're a real one, go ahead and type real one down below. I'm excited to get into today's show. Seeps, what's up, brother?
What's up, Marsh? I'm excited as well. Fun show today. Lots to talk about around the Knicks.
Lots to talk about, so much so we put a video out on the channel prior to going live today at about 10 o'clock this morning. There was some talk about Donte Divincenzo. Bill Simmons predicted the Knicks were going to sign him an NBA free agency to a 3-year, $30 million contract. So we broke that down. So after today's show, go check out that video on the channel. A lot to talk about. And I'm excited. NBA free agency. Remember, guys, we're going to be live on the channel on Friday for day 1 and potentially day 2 and day 3 of free agency. So come hang out with the gang as we break down everything that's going on around the NBA. We are in a super chat battle today. So my guy Mitchell Renz, my guy Jeremy Chugs, they are live on the Las Vegas Raiders report right now, and they were like, yo, let's have a super chat battle. I was like, I don't know. We've had some pretty big live shows recently. I don't know. And they're like, dude, stop being lame. They pretty much told me to sack up is what they told me. So we're doing a super chat battle. They're starting their show at the same exact time as ours. We're both live at 4 p.m. Central Time. The loser of the super chat battle has to do, I believe, a beer shotgun on the other person's channel. So if we lose, I got to walk of shame onto the Raiders report and do a beer shotgun.
Yeah.
If we get Mitchell Renz and the Raiders to lose, we pull out the win and the upset. We'll get Jeremy Chugs and Mitchell Renz in here
to do it. You know what pissed me off about this? This was a very smug ask of them. They were it was kind of like older brother, little brother.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, do you guys want to have a little super chat battle today? Like, you'll probably lose, but do you guys still want to have it anyways? And we're like, fuck it. David versus Goliath. Let's get after it. So we're asking for you guys' help once again.
Facts. Need your guys' help today. We want to take down the Raiders report, the number one channel here at Chat Sports, over 140,000 subs, and literally the number one super chat channel on YouTube that covers
this
sports.
in general.
So, yeah, it's incredible. My man CPJ repping for Broncos country. What's up, man? What up? We did a video earlier in the day about Divincenzo. Now I want to ask you guys, should the Knicks sign Donte Divincenzo, the big ragu, in NBA free agency? Let me know what you think. Type S for sign, type P for pass. I'm curious what you guys think. I told you what I thought a couple of hours ago. Seeps, what do you think about Donte Divincenzo in the Big Apple?
I love it. I mean, I love the Nova boys in general, and this is to be adding another one to them. Marsh and I were kind of joking around before this. Like, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and Donte Divincenzo have a group text going on right now, and Josh Hart and Brunson are just flirting his ear off and talking his ear off about just saying, like, we need you in New York, brother. It would be awesome. I think it would be a great fit as well. I think Divincenzo, he was Scream's Tibbs guy. He's one of the better role players in the league. He can shoot, play defense, pretty much guard 1 through 3 too. I think he's just winning basketball at its finest.
I agree. I think he'd be a perfect fit. I think it would honestly be similar, Seeps. Maybe not to the same level or the degree, but kind of the Josh Hart role we saw when he came over from the Knicks. I just think he implements that winning basketball, the culture, the chemistry, the ability to get it done on both ends, selfless play, all about the Knicks, all about New York. I think Divincenzo fits that same mold, and there's a lot of talk. I saw it in the comments on the video we did today. I've been on Twitter recently looking at it a lot, and everyone's like, why are we signing another undersized guard?
I hate that.
The Knicks have one guard off the bench that is a quality NBA player, and it's Emmanuel Quickley. I love Deuce McBride. He's a great first man out of the rotation type of guy.
Yeah.
Injury comes up, you need to insert some defense and some tenacity, you put in Deuce McBride. But outside of Emmanuel Quickley, the Knicks don't have a bench guard. Josh Hart is a small forward in the NBA. Are we saying Trevor Keels is going to get minutes? Do we think Evan Fournier is going to get minutes? So no. Anyone that tells you the Knicks don't have room for Donte Divincenzo is quite literally just lying. And if he's saying they're small, that's not true at all. He's a 6'4" shooting guard that has a 6'6", 6'7" wingspan. That's a pretty prototypical size if you ask me, Seep. So I don't understand the hate for Divincenzo. The guy's a 40% shooter from downtown. Over the last year and a half, since he got traded from the Bucks to the Kings, he's been shooting about 38% from three on north of 6 attempts. Like, the dude gets it done. He knocks down threes. He plays defense. He makes the extra effort plays. And Seeps, what I love about him is he's not scared of the moment. He can rise to the competition, and when the lights are the brightest, he's going to step onto the big stage.
And he's not, like, yes, 6'4" is not a big guard in the NBA, but he plays like a big guard.
It's not small either.
Yeah, he's got good size. He just declined his player option. So
now, why would Donte Divincenzo, who is repped by CAA, who runs the Knicks, decline his player option? Why would he do that? Because he's signing with the Knicks. Yeah. I'm almost guaranteeing it's going to happen.
I would put it at a 99 point. It's going to be I'm going to call it 5/23. I think that's when he's going to sign. They'll give him like that 20-minute grace period so it doesn't seem like tampering, but
I think it's all but done.
I'm telling you, I think they're all texting each other right now. It's going to be a movie next year.
Ian Begley reported last week there were influential members of the Knicks front office that are in favor of adding Donte Divincenzo. Now, we have Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports saying that, there's people across the league that think Divincenzo is going to go play with the Knicks and re-up with Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. And then we had Bill Simmons predict it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I wouldn't be surprised if Divincenzo on Friday signs a contract to be a member of the New York Knicks. I saw a lot of signs in the comment section. I'm glad you guys are coming around. I'm glad we're speaking winning basketball and they're picking up what we're putting down.
And talk about big-time player. The national championship game was personally my favorite performance by a single player in any championship game I think I've ever seen. The dude had 31 points against Jordan Poole's led Michigan Wolverines when he was at Nova off the bench. He's fantastic, and I think we've seen continuity, chemistry is starting to win a little bit more in the NBA. I think it's starting to matter a little more. And what other team to bring him to other than the Nova Knicks?
Carl asks the question and says, Yo, Marsh, wasn't he dope in college, went on a huge run in the Sweet 16, or am I wrong?
He won a title, Carl.
He won a title next to Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
And Josh Hart. So,
how sweet. 30 off the bench in the title game, in a college game. These are 40-minute games.
Dude, you said it earlier. When he gets hot from three, watch out.
Yeah, I call it the blackout mode. It's like some shooters in the league, like if you've seen it at the highest level, they see the first two go in. It doesn't matter if you have 10 hands in their face. All they're seeing is back iron.
Was he on the Bucks team that won it all? I think he was.
I think he's got a ring.
I think he was. He's just a winning player, man. My man Shitmaster Kyle in the chat saying it right now. The Nova Knicks are going wild.
He was, so he already has a championship.
He has a championship. He's got a national championship. He's just a winning player.
Yeah.
And he's a good defender. Like, he is a solid C+ to a B at pretty much everything in the game. Like, he's just a well-rounded player. That's just what he is.
And he's going to hit big shots.
He's going to hit big shots. He was shooting like 47%, I looked up, on catch-and-shoot threes, with Randall and Brunson being two top 12 guys that get double-teamed in the half court. You need guys that can catch and shoot and let it fly. And
he does it.
That's Donte Divincenzo.
I just got fired up right there. I can't wait to see him.
He's such a Nick.
I can't wait to see him.
Divincenzo is such a Nick. I can't wait for
cow.
all the haters on Twitter. Freaking idiots. Jay Liv, my man, as I need a drink of water. I've been having a couple cough attacks. My man Jay Liv getting us started in the Super Chat battle against the Las Vegas Raiders report. Put us on the board. Jay Liv coming in with a $5 Super Chat. I can almost guarantee that lead is not safe. The 5-0 lead is not safe whatsoever.
We haven't gotten the reports from the Raiders report yet, but we're going to need to do a little more.
Oh! Speaking of, CPJ in the building. My man, he says, give me your thoughts on this CAA versus Rich Paul clutch sports stuff. Do you think this will screw us over in the coming years? And I also heard OG left Rich Paul. Yes, OG Anunoby, shout out to Carl, is no longer a member of Clutch Sports. I was going to do a video on him today, but I didn't think there was enough juice just to talk about him because he switched agents. I'll tell you this much, though, CPJ. This man signs with CAA. If OG Anunoby signs with CAA, he's a Nick.
Yeah.
He's a Nick. He is. I think, unfortunately, RJ Barrett may be the sacrificial lamb in that trade. To answer your question, though, give me your thoughts on this CAA versus Rich Paul clutch sports stuff. So there was talks, obviously, the Knicks and Bulls were in talks about a Zach LaVine trade. We reported it on the channel. We talked about it on the channel. And it seemed like everything kind of died on NBA draft night. There was a report that came out, I believe it was from Stephen Bondi of the New York Daily News. He reported that Zach LaVine's camp did not want to deal with the New York Knicks. And this kind of stems back all the way to Leon Rose and Worldwide West when they at one point used to rep LeBron James. LeBron James used to be a CAA client under the umbrella of Leon Rose and Worldwide West, but then he parted with them, and then that's where Clutch Sports got started with Rich Paul. So there's definitely a beef between Rich Paul and Leon Rose. It dates back to that. And then in kind of the more recent history, you had that Nerlens Noel deal where Clutch Sports told Nerlens Noel to decline the long-term contract he got from someone. I don't remember who it was, but he didn't end up getting that deal. And the Cam Reddish stuff, like, according to sources, Clutch Sports was not happy with the way that the Knicks handled the Cam Reddish stuff. Supposedly it didn't go well. It wasn't well received across the NBA. So, honestly, CPJ, I do kind of worry about the CAA versus Clutch Sports things, but then I think about it, Seeps. Jericho Sims is repped by Clutch Sports, and he signed a 3-year extension with the Knicks. So I think maybe it matters for the top guys. I'm curious what you think about it.
I think it matters. I think it'd be naive to say it doesn't matter at all, but I also don't think it's the end-all, be-all. Like, it's not like Leon Rose is like, oh, he's a Clutch guy, get him out of here. Like, I don't think it's that, but I think there is a little favoritism towards the guys that, you can have a little bit more control over.
For sure, and we've seen that so far, right? I mean, Leon Rose has been more likely to make moves and get people to the Knicks that are repped by CAA. That's just the nature of it. Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. Yeah. Like, it just is what it is. But I don't know if that necessarily means the Knicks will never trade for a Clutch Sports player. I think the Knicks want to trade for Zach LaVine. At the right price. I think there's always a price for a certain player. I think this more so comes from the Clutch Sports side of things. They pretty much said, we don't want our players playing for the Knicks. Yeah. Which is kind of wild when you think about it at the end of the day. So I'm hoping, CPJ, it doesn't mess us over in the coming years. But you never know with these money-hungry, power struggle guys. I mean, you're dealing with two of the most powerful men in the NBA, and Leon Rose and Rich Paul. Someone's going to probably, as I think the Raiders report just got a $100 super chat. So we might be losing this one. Yeah, but we're not down. We're not down. CPJ, I wouldn't sweat it. Definitely something to monitor. I don't know. It's a very intriguing topic.
It's kind of one of those things you don't really know about it, like unless like you're actually behind the scenes and like.
Yeah, and that report kind of got chopped and screwed. The report was that Zach Levine's camp did not want to deal with the Knicks, and then it got twisted through Bleacher Report and everybody else saying Zach LaVine does not want to be a Knick, and that was not the report that Stephen Bondi came up with. So. It's just wild stuff out there, CPJ. Appreciate the support, brother. As Fernando coming in with a $10 super chat, he says, go and get Divincenzo and Bridges, Villanova gang. I would love to get Miles Bridges.
That's the final infinity stone of the Nova Knicks. Actually, no. The final one will be putting Jay right here. So it's Brunson, Josh Hart, Divincenzo, Bridges. You can even get like
Pascal.
Yeah, Eric Pascal right here. Final, or no, bring Arch. Bring Arch as a locker room guy.
Arch? I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks brought back Ryan Arcidiacono. Look, more Nova players is never a problem, in my opinion.
It's tough to win 2 natties in 4 years with the same core. I mean.
It is. Fernando, I'm with you. I would love for Divincenzo to be a Knick, and I would love for Bridges to be a Knick. I just don't know if that one's actually ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Jay Liv coming in with a $20 super chat. He says, geez, y'all are never happy. What's he talking about?
We're never satisfied.
What are we not happy about, Jay Liv? I appreciate you and the very generous contribution. Were we sour on something? I don't know. Let me know what you're talking about, Jay Liv. I don't know what we weren't happy about. I'll try to cheer up around the subject. So it's already going a little bit crazy on the Las Vegas Raiders report. We're already doing great. We're off to a great start. Yeah, thank you to everybody that's already showed love. We got 350 people watching, but we are unfortunately losing the Super Chat battle. The Las Vegas Raiders report, which is live in the studio right behind us, they're at $169 in Super Chats. We're at $85 in Super Chats. It's a race. The loser has to do a beer shot fun on the other person's channel, and the competition is over at 6:30 Eastern time. So 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central Standard Time.
Hour 15.
Hour 15. We have an hour and 15 minutes to catch up to the Raiders. So if you want to help the boys get the dub against the Raiders report today, I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. We're at $85 in Super Chats. Once we get to 170, I'm going to do a beer shot fun. Once we catch up to the Raiders report.
You know what I just thought of? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I thought of like a T-shirt of like the Nova Knicks, and it says that right there, and it's just Brunson in the middle, and it's like Josh Hart and like Divincenzo right behind him.
I'm in.
Like I'm all in on this, dude. I'm all in on this.
I'm in. As Martin's in the chat saying, "Good evening, Martian Seeps." #Raiders. We got some Raiders fans in here. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. We got 350 people watching on today's live show. Awesome audience so far. If you could, hit that thumbs up icon for me if you're ready for today's show. Let's get up to 150 likes. If we get to 150 likes, CPJ, I'll holler at you, brother. I'll holler at you. I don't really know how to wrap my mind around the CAA and Clutch Sports beef. This seems childish, and I don't know how big of an impact it's making.
I feel like there's going to be a documentary about this one day.
I can see it.
Like, they kind of like breaking down the whole thing, like untold documentaries, or like what are the untold series is. So
yeah, I could see it.
Ooh, and one saying he made the Brunson edit I asked for.
What's that?
I asked. He was asking what player to have the next edit, and I told him Jalen Brunson.
I'm in. I'm ready to watch that. Hit that thumbs up icon if you could. If we get up to 150 likes, I'm taking a shot of tequila for the boys on today's show. As
OG's in the chat.
Oh, man, OG in the building. Shout out to OG, the winner of our Knicks Now
That fired.
Real one t-shirt. I love that. Love that. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 100 likes. We got 330 people watching. Jay Liv says, my first super chat, just busting on you?
You busting on us?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that, Jay Liv?
Someone's got to say pause in the comments.
What do you mean by that,
yeah,
Jay Liv?
I don't know if you should ever tell another man I'm just busting on you.
He's just...
But hey, do you? I guess just do what you do. Just watch my shoes. Jay Liv, we love you. We're just messing with you, Brody.
We love you, Jay.
Appreciate the super chat. That was wild.
Hey.
That was wild. Shout out to Jay Liv. He is a legend here on the program. We're going to close today's show out probably in about an hour or so with a mailbag. If you want to get your questions featured on the mailbag, use hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. I want to hear from you guys. I'd appreciate it if you got your questions in. These mailbags are more fun when we're getting questions from the real ones. So if you want to be featured, just type a comment, a thought, a take, something in the comment section about the Knicks, and just include the hashtag Knicks in the comments. And Seeps will put it up on screen. So if you could, hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. Super Chats let you skip the line, as there's a lot of laughing faces in the chat right now.
Grow up a little bit, guys. Grow up.
Grow up. I mean,
Marsh and I are very mature people. You guys grow up a little bit.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, what are we starting with? Free agent targets?
Little mid-level exception.
All righty. So the Knicks, although they do not have any salary cap space, they do have the full non-taxpayer mid-level exception to use an NBA free agency, which is $12.4 million. So in this upcoming segment, we're going to highlight about 15 guys the Knicks could target with that salary cap exception, and hopefully sign a player that's going to make the Knicks better. Someone that makes this show better is definitely my man freaking OG. OG.
Fire me up.
Fire me up, OG. We appreciate it. The GOAT, a legend. OG says just showing support with this donation. OG, you're a legend, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for all the love, for all the support. It means a lot. You guys are awesome. Let's freaking have a day.
Let's have a day, fellas.
Let's have a day. We got 330 people watching, just under 100 likes. If you could, hit that thumbs up icon. It'd help out a lot. So hit that icon. We're just under 100 likes. Let's get it popping.
Let's go.
Hold on. I think my...
It's not updating for me either. I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, just making sure. All righty, let's get into it. Mid-level and affordable free agent targets for the New York Knicks. Welcome into Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. NBA free agency is just a couple of days away, so I thought it was a good idea to look at some players that the New York Knicks could sign in NBA free agency. You might say, well, Marsh, the Knicks don't have any cap space. And that is true. But the Knicks do have the right to use the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which comes in at about $12.4 million. And if Josh Hart, who had his player option deadline extended until Thursday, if Josh Hart opts into his player option at $12.9 million, he could sign a long-term contract with the Knicks, but it also allows New York and Leon Rose to be able to use this non-taxpayer mid-level exception and not have to go into the luxury tax, which is something the Knicks do not want to do. So we're going to talk about players the Knicks can sign with this non-taxpayer mid-level exception. And let's talk about a guy that just won an NBA championship for the Denver Nuggets. What about the do-it-all guard forward, Bruce Brown? He's a guy that I thought played a critical role for the Nuggets as they went on to win the NBA Finals. In 80 games played in the regular season for Brown, he averaged 11.5 points per game, 3.5 assists, and he was super efficient, right? 48.3% from the deck and almost 36% from downtown. In 2021, he shot the lights out of the ball, connecting on 40% of his three-pointers. He's a very similar player to me as Josh Hart. I think he's a guy that's a junkyard dog, does whatever he has to do to help a team win. go guard the other team's opposing best player on offense, he'll go do it. Go hit the glass, he'll do it. Knock down corner threes, he'll do it. He's a winning player, and he's someone that is repped by CAA. So you know the New York Knicks are definitely keeping their eyes on Bruce Brown. I'm sure the Nuggets are going to do everything they can to bring him back to Denver, but if the Knicks offer him maybe that full MLE, they might be able to pry him away. He's a guy I'm definitely keeping my eyes on as free agency starts to open up in a couple of days. Another player we're going to talk about that I'm a big fan of is Donte Divincenzo, the big ragu out of Villanova. What about bringing him in to the New York Knicks? We've heard Ian Begley report that there's people inside the Knicks front office that are fans of him. Bill Simmons projected that the Knicks were going to sign him to a 3-year, $30 million deal. Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports is saying there's a connection between the Knicks and Divincenzo. A whole lot of smoke here, and for good reason, right? The dude shot 39% from downtown with the Golden State Warriors, had his best season in the association this past year, played 72 games. He was a productive player. He was good in the playoffs for the Warriors. And the Knicks, they need another guard in the backcourt. I know you got Emmanuel quickly, but after that, who do you have? Do you want Miles McBride playing a lot of minutes? I like Deuce, and I want McBride on this roster, but he is the perfect guy to be the first one out of the rotation. The Knicks need another guard outside of Quickly that can handle the ball, spot up, and play alongside Jalen Brunson, and Divincenzo has shown he can do that dating back to his days at Villanova. This is what I think is going to happen. Josh Hart, he's going to opt into that deal, the player option deal, gives the Knicks the full usage of that mid-level exception, and I think they're going to sign Donte Divincenzo. I think it may already be done, as Divincenzo, Hart, and Jalen Brunson are probably laughing it up in their Villanova group text. Keep your eyes on Divincenzo. I think he's likely to be a New York Knick. If Divincenzo or Bruce Brown are not going to sign with the New York Knicks, what about a scoring small forward out of the Eastern Conference, Caris LeVert, the former Cleveland Cavalier? We saw LeVert have some really big games in the playoffs against the New York Knicks, most notably at home. He can get really hot. He can light it up from three. He can score from all levels of the court, and he's not that bad of a defender, and he gives you some size at the wing spot, coming in at about 6'8", 6'9". This past year for Cleveland, the guy knocked down his three-pointers at a 39% clip, which is a pretty damn good number that you want to see from a guy that gets the type of looks that he does. LeVert would be a good scoring option off the bench for the Knicks. They need another guy that can put it on the deck, pull up from the mid-range, and knock down deep three-pointers. LeVert is a player I definitely think the Knicks are going to be looking at. What about George Niang? Niang's not going to command the full non-taxpayer mid-level exception, and you're able to slice and dice that kind of up over a couple of different players. And Niang could be a player the Knicks are interested in. Why? He could be an Obi Toppin replacement for you. He is one of the best stretch fours in the NBA. I mean, look at the three-point percentage. Over the last 4 years, the guy has never shot less than 40% from downtown. Only going to play about 15, 20 minutes for you per night, that similar role as Obi Toppin. But how about we get a professional shooter in that Obi Toppin role instead of a guy like Obi that had to morph his game once he came into the NBA? If the Knicks want a guy that could play alongside Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein that can stretch the floor and knock down threes at a superstar clip, Niang could be a player New York is interested in. The last top guy we're going to talk about before we talk about more mid-level exception targets. What about Seth Curry? Rep by CAA, one of the best shooters this league has ever seen. When you talk about players that I want to add to this team, it's players that have played at the highest level, that have played on the biggest stage and have performed in the playoffs. And although Steph Curry only shot 33% from three this past year in the playoffs, look at the prior 3 seasons. I mean, in 2021 and 2020, the guy averaged 14.5 points per game. And in 2020, over 18 points per game. And he had a 57% field goal percentage and 50+% from downtown. He matched that in 2021 and actually exceeded it by getting that number to 52.2. I worry a little bit about the defense in the backcourt when you talk about Quickly and Seth Curry, especially a defensive backcourt if you have Curry and Jalen Brunson on the floor at the same time. But, man, a movement shooter like Curry that makes your offense flow, that could be a bailout for Randall, Barrett, or Brunson when they drive. Nothing like passing it to somebody named Curry in the corner. He's one of the best in the business from deep, and I wouldn't mind him being a New York Knick. Just a little bit small, not the perfect prospect, but nobody is at this point, because if they were perfect prospects, they'd be going for more than the mid-level exception. We're going to talk about some more players coming up in a second, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to sound off in the comment section. If you could only choose one of these 5 guys to sign if you were Leon Rose and the Knicks, who would it be? Is it Bruce Brown? Type BB. Is it Donte Divincenzo? Type DD. If you want to bring Caris LeVert to Madison Square Garden, type CL. If George Niang, this 3-point specialist at the power forward spot, is your guy, type GN. Or if Seth Curry is who you want to bring to the Garden, type SC. I want to hear from you guys down below. Remember, free agency this Friday, and we are going to be live on the channel breaking it down from absolutely every single angle. So subscribe to the channel, New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We put out videos every single day on the New York Knicks, but we are going to crush it during NBA free agency. Multiple videos every single day. So if you want to hang out with myself and Patrick Seatman on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as we go live for free agency, subscribe and turn your notifications on. Also, we have a deal alert. We talk about deals all the time, but this deal is only going to be here for maybe a day or two. We have limited size options for these t-shirts. You can get 2 Knicks t-shirts for less than $30 at chatsports.com/Knicks combo. The deal is not going to last forever because the sizes are flying off the shelf. If you want to get 2 Knicks t-shirts for less than $30, go to this link, chatsports.com/Knicks combo. Alrighty, some other mid-level exception targets. Well, I don't think these guys are players that the Knicks are keeping their eyes extremely close on compared to the first 5 guys. They definitely are watching how their free agencies are going to unfold. Let's talk about Yuta Watanabe, the sharpshooting three-pointer from the Brooklyn Nets. He's a guy that knocks down the 3 at an exceptional rate, plays only a little bit of minutes, didn't have that huge of a role for Brooklyn last year. It's not going to cost you a whole lot of money to sign him, but if you want a 3-point specialist to come off the bench, Watanabe is a guy that definitely could be of interest. If you're looking for a wing that can knock the 3 down, didn't do it all that well in the playoffs, but had a really good regular season 3-point percentage. What about Torrey Craig, the 3-and-D wing, formerly of the Phoenix Suns? He's another guy that I'm going to be looking at. And then if you can't get Divincenzo, I think Jevon Carter is like Divincenzo, but just a little bit worse on offense and better on defense. You can get him for much cheaper. He's like Deuce McBride on steroids, if you ask me. A little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, plays better defense, knocks down the 3 at a little bit better of a clip. Carter could be a pesky on-ball defender coming off the bench that Tom Thibodeau could want to add to this roster. Joe Ingles, a veteran, crafty offensive player. He's a playmaker. He can shoot it. He can score it. He's got that IQ. Not the greatest defender anymore, but if you're looking for a veteran off the bench that can knock down the 3s, get others involved, and create shots for himself as well as his teammates, Ingles could be that guy. Josh Richardson is a player that we have talked about a lot on this channel. I'm a big fan of his game. He could play point guard. He could play the 2. He could play the 3. He can guard 1 through 3. He's a veteran. He's becoming a better shooter every single year in this league. I think he just plays the game the right way. He can even score in that mid-range spot a little bit. I think a backcourt bench group of Quickly and Richardson makes some sense. I'm going to be monitoring what goes down and how his free agency plays out. The last player we're going to talk about before we get to a group of players who I think are less likely. Let's talk about Kendrick Nunn, the athletic guard that used to play for the Lakers, now for the Washington Wizards. If the Knicks want to add another point guard to this team, he's a guy that could do that. A little bit more of an actual point guard than Deuce McBride, but definitely not someone at the top of my mid-level target board. Quickly, let's go through these guys. Dillon Brooks is someone that I think is going to go for the mid-level, maybe a little bit more. He might be right outside the Knicks price range. I don't want him on the Knicks, to be quite frank with you. Good defender, but really at this point a bad offensive player, and he's kind of a head case. I am good on Dillon Brooks. What about the guy that pretty much knocked you out of the playoffs, Max Strus for the Miami Heat? He caught fire in that second-round playoff series. He was knocking down 3s. He was someone that couldn't miss, it seemed like. And the Knicks need more shooters. Strus could be an option for the Knicks. What about his backcourt mate, Gabe Vincent? I don't think he's as high, or the Knicks have that high of an interest level in Gabe Vincent. I think Vincent's going to go look to be a starting point guard somewhere in this league. The Knicks don't have that role for him. I think he's going to go somewhere and get a bigger bag. If the Knicks want to look at another wing scorer, maybe Caris LeVert isn't their cup of tea. They could turn the page to Kelly Oubre, the smooth left-hander, who is really a complete player, but just hasn't put it all together. He can get to the deck. He can pass. He can knock down shots, and he can play defense. It just seems like he's only giving you a glimpse of what he can do, and he hasn't put it all together. I like Oubre as a player, but there's definitely some risk there involved as well as dating back to his injury history. Russell Westbrook, I think, is going back to the Los Angeles Clippers. The Knicks at one point were actually the betting favorite to sign Russell Westbrook in NBA free agency, but I think that pipe dream is dead. A player that I would actually really like to see the Knicks go out and target. What about Grant Williams? I know we got a lot of smoke for inciting a riot with Jimmy Butler in the conference finals, but I respected that dog, and I respected that fight because he was the only one who looked like he cared about winning that ball game and not getting bullied. Grant Williams, he's a hustler. He's a good defender. He can play small ball forward. He can knock down some outside shots. I think he'd fit well with the Knicks, and I think he would be a favorite of Tom Thibodeau. If he can come for the cheap, I'll be a fan of Grant Williams. If you're looking for the best offensive big really in free agency, that's not going to command a whole lot of money, Christian Wood. He's one of the best big man scorers off the bounce. He can score at all three levels. It's just he's not really a defensive player, and he's not a guy that I would think Tom Thibodeau would be that big of a fan of. Maybe you replace Obi Toppin with Christian Wood, but at the end of the day, I don't think that Wood will be a player of interest for New York. I would love for the Knicks to go out and sign Rui Hachimura. He's just a restricted free agent, and I believe whatever offer he gets, especially if it is a guy, if it is a deal, where he's getting mid-level money, the Lakers are going to match that. I mean, the fact he went for a pair of second-round picks is impeccable. I wish the Knicks would have traded for him at that time. I was really impressed watching him in the playoffs. I'd love to sign him, but I don't think the Lakers are going to let him go. We've gone through how many players did we talk about on today's show? 20? We broke down every single player that could be getting a mid-level deal out there. Maybe none of them are your cup of tea, though. So I want to ask you to name a free agent you want the Knicks to sign. Comment their name down below. I'm interested to see, and maybe we'll do a video on a player if they get a whole lot of comments about them. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys for tuning into New York Knicks Now. As always, free agency, Friday. We're going to be live on the channel, so lock us in, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and let's party on Friday. Woo! Let's go. Divincenzo is such a Knick.
I think he is. At least I hope he is.
Is Donte Divincenzo a Knick? I hope so.
I
hope so.
I just know they're all texting each other right now, being like,
oh, that Nova group message is going crazy.
And they're joking about the tampering, probably.
Yeah.
They're joking about it. Like,
well, if the players are recruiting him, is it tampering?
No.
I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think it is.
I mean, you can't stop them from going and getting a drink together and just talking about hoops and everything.
Yuta Watanabe is getting a lot of love in the comments section. Love that.
Dude, I kind of like the Kelly Oubre.
I don't mind Oubre. Julu Caesar says Cam Johnson. I would love for the Knicks to sign Cam Johnson, but similar to Rui Hachimura, I don't believe the Nets are going to let him walk out of it.
They're going to match everything.
Yeah, they're going to match everything.
That was their piece that they got for KD. They're not just going to let it walk out the door.
Tyler says Donte Divincenzo and Trey Lyles. I'll take
perfect.
it. I'll take it.
That's perfect.
I honestly, if we could split up the mid-level between Divincenzo and Grant Williams, I wouldn't be mad at that. If Grant Williams was your Obi Toppin replacement, I know you want to get, Paul's a little bit bigger at that power forward position. But even Seeps, I mean, we watched almost every Knick game this year. Remember who was the 4-5 coming off the bench for a while for the Knicks? It was Jericho Sims and Isaiah Hartenstein at the same time when Obi Toppin broke his leg. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tibbs go back to that at time to time last year.
And who said Sims isn't working his ass off this offseason? Maybe takes that little step up where he cracks the rotation.
I'm a big fan of Jericho Sims. I respect the grind of these dudes that have to get it out the mud, man. I respect that. We are in a super chat battle here on New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. And right now, the Raiders report is serving us a big fat L. That's okay. The race isn't over. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. I want to beat the Raiders report. Mitchell Renz and Jeremy Chuggs, they were doubting us, saying that we couldn't beat them. If you are able to support, we would greatly appreciate it. If we do beat the Raiders report, Mitchell Renz and Jeremy Chuggs are going to have to come on the show and do a beer shot fundraise. So, and if we lose, I'm going to have to go over to the Raiders report and do a beer shot fund race as well. So I'm going to have to show my face as a loser. But I'm not doubting the crew.
I'm not doubting them either.
I'm not doubting the crew. I saw my man Frank Serrano in the chat. I know my man Rich Rob out there is in the building. Rob Rodriguez is leaking around somewhere. This could always turn into a party very, very quick. We do have a mailbag coming up in about 20, 25 minutes or so. If you want to get your question up on screen, profile picture, username, myself, and Seeps will answer those questions. Best way to get them up on screen is to use hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. If you Super Chat, you're going to guarantee your spot in the mailbag. If you use hashtag Knicks in the comment section, Seeps will be able to pop those up on air.
Oh, yeah. But Super Chat guarantees it. You use hashtag Knicks, helps us out too, but then you're at my discretion. So,
love that. I do want to do a quick little like driver. We got over 410 people watching. Shout out to you guys coming out strong today as an audience. Pat yourselves on the back. I would do it, but I'm extremely sunburned and it hurts really, really bad. If you could, though, hit that thumbs up icon. Oh! If you could, hit that thumbs up icon. If you're enjoying the show, you're ready for NBA free agency, hit that thumbs up icon. If we get to 200 likes, I'm taking a shot at Patron. Let's turn it into a party. As Asia Roberson comes in with a $20 super chat. Shout out to Asia, a real one. Great to see Asia. I hope all is well. She says, hey, Marshall and Seeps. Sorry I haven't been in touch lately. It's totally okay. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me. Besides work, I've been dealing with my mom in the nursing home facility. It's a lot to take for me. Asia, you know I'm always here for you. We always talk about it. Knicks Now as a family is here for Asia. Everyone just drop a prayer emoji in the chat. Show some love to Asia, her mother. She's doing everything she can, and she's a big New York Knicks Now and Giants Now supporter. So Asia, we love you. You're always in our thoughts and prayers. We're always thinking about you. Drop the prayers in the chat for Asia. As Fernando comes in with a $100 super chat and says, let's beat the Raiders. Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Shout out to Fernando, a legend in the building. And then Frank Serrano comes in back door with the $200 super chat. Frank Serrano.
Come on, Frank.
Frank and Fernando, the double Fs are in the building.
Let's go.
The double Fs are in the building. I got a beer shotgun for the real ones.
I'll go grab that here in a sec, Marsh.
I'm gonna use the tool. I'm using the tool. These the last time we did these, it got a little wild. Last time we brought out our new little wild man drinking tool, it got crazy. Shout out to Fernando and shout out to Frank.
Shout out
Holy
to Frank.
Crap.
Here we go!
Webb, $100.
A web bomb!
Super chat.
A web bomb!
A web bomb is in the building. Webb is a legend on the channel. He says, fellas, what have you heard on the Cavs? Something across with Wendy's saying something going down.
That's the next segment, Webb. Stay tuned.
We are about to break down what Brian Windhorst had to say. He didn't directly say it about Donovan Mitchell, Seeps, but it sure did sound like it.
It seemed like he was kind of flirting around with the idea. He didn't want to exactly say it, but Webb, stay tuned. I'm not going to lie. A Webb $100 super chat.
That was incredible.
That is something you don't see too often, but that just fires me up, Webb. Shout out to you.
Webb, I freaking love you guys. You guys always come through.
Also, I love just clean. His name's Webb. Just got the New York Knicks icon right there.
Very clean.
Very clean, sleek look from my man Webb. As I think we're about to blow the Raiders report out the water.
We are kind of smoking on some Raiders pack.
We are smoking that Raiders pack a little bit.
We're on that Raiders pack right now. We are smoking the Raiders. Shout out to Webb. Shout out to Frank.
Let's go.
Shout out to Fernando. Shout out to CPJ.
That's what we need.
Shout out to Asia. Shout out to everybody that has already super chatted.
CPJ.
OG, CPJ, J Liv, Fernando.
Let's go.
Fernando says, Fernando being a Villanova guy makes me an even bigger fan of Fernando.
Oh, is he really?
So Fernando was the one who super chatted earlier, said go get Divincenzo and Bridges.
Oh,
Villanova
yeah,
game.
Fernando's my guy. Fernando's my guy.
a legend.
He knows basketball. He knows hoops.
We're up on the lead, but I will say, Seeps,
This is not a comfortable lead.
it's not. It's a solid lead. It's
Yes.
not safe.
Listen, they're a different type of beast over there. This is David Goliath still. But first 2 rounds, we came out, smacked the crap out of them. But they're going to come back with a haymaker any second now, I will say. So we're comfortable, but shout out to you guys.
Let's do this. If you are subscribed to the channel, I want you to type me in the comment section. Seeps will give you some shout outs as I do this beer shotgun real quick. I'm super scared.
We're taking down
Is this
the
how we did
Goliath
it last
today.
time? Yep, got it. All right, I'm in there. Slides
We're taking
in
them
real
down,
nice.
Petey.
Can I hop on for a second?
You got it.
I have some boots on the ground reporting.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God, boots on the ground.
So I just went to the Raiders channel
Okay.
and I talked a lot of shit.
Okay.
I went to bat for you guys.
I love that.
Here's the problem. They are the most toxic fan base in all of sports.
They are.
I have poked not a hornet's nest, but every hornet's nest in America by going
my
over there.
gosh.
And my word for word was Knicks Now is curb stomping the Raiders report.
We are.
We honestly are.
You are. And I gave them the hardcore truth. The issue is they are going to respond.
They are going to.
They are going
respond.
to launch a counteroffensive to the tune of the Battle of the Bulge. So it is up to Knicks Now to fight off this incoming counteroffensive.
Agreed. We told him it was a lead, and it's a good lead, but it's not a safe lead.
The issue, you're up at half.
We're up at half.
So this is it.
But do you want to be up at half at every game? Like, I don't know.
You know what this is, Petey? And you would appreciate this. Yeah. This is the 16 seed versus the 1 seed in March Madness. We got the lead at halftime.
I think they're the 9 seed.
Oh, this is a 9 seed versus a 1 seed, and we're up at half. But you know that run's coming.
Exactly.
And it's going to come back to how we respond.
But remember, there was never a run for Virginia against UMBC.
Yeah.
They kept thinking it was going to happen.
And it just never came.
Yeah, so
It's been a little quiet over there at the Raiders
It has
report.
been a little quiet.
I just want you guys to know
They're coming.
I poked the bear.
That's good.
They're
You know what?
very upset with me, by the way.
We don't want to sneak up on them. We want them full on, ready to
We
go.
want them to know we're beating their ass.
Step on the gas. Let's
I
go.
want the Raiders report to know that Knicks Now and the real ones over here are beating their
Who
ass.
the hell is the Raiders report?
As Frank Serrano says, bring it, Raiders. Your team sucks.
If Frank's fired up, I'm fired up.
All righty. This is for the real ones.
Let's go. Shout out to And One Edits. By the way, I saw your message about Divincenzo edit. That would be dope. Shout out to you. Let's get it going. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to David. Shout out to CPJ. Shout out to everybody who supported the show so far. Shipmaster Kyle saying Raiders K. Couldn't agree anymore. Couldn't agree more.
Woo!
CPJ's fired up. And you know who else is fired up in the chat? Is Frank M. Serrano!
Bang!
Let's get it started. Let's get it started.
The Raiders are done.
They're done. They're done.
Put a fork in them.
Let's bury them.
Bury these fools. Bury them.
They came talking all this crap.
They came into our studio.
They came into our stew.
And they told us the Knicks Now fans out there, they're not down for a Tuesday Super Chat battle. And I said, you know what? We're not scared.
We're not scared.
We're not scared. We're going to beat you, and then we're going to tell you
not
about
scared.
beating you.
Can't be scared.
Can't
Be scared, teacher. Can't be scared.
Frank, shout out to you.
Let's go Knicks Now. I'm doing this.
Do it for Ennis.
We're doing it for Ennis Freedom.
We're doing it for us.
We are
You see this,
dominating.
Sam?
We
You
are
see this, Sam?
dominating the Raiders report.
This is embarrassing for the Raiders.
This is embarrassing for this company. I'm kidding. If we get to $1,000 in super chats, I'm doing a beer boot. That's 3 beers, 1 boot. I'm chugging. If we get to 1,000, I'm in.
Let's make it a race.
A boot race.
If we get to 1,000, because you guys are showing out right now.
They are showing out.
I want to show my appreciation to you guys, because this was something where we came in, we were 20-point underdogs. Nobody expected us.
They did not expect us to be here.
They would beat us 9 times out of 10.
Not
But tonight,
today.
tonight we skate. Tonight we win.
I was born at night, Seeps. Just
Oh.
not last night.
Oh, well,
Just
Marsh.
not last night.
Marsh, hold on. So this is what it is right now. We got a big update for the Raiders report.
We got a big update.
Not really. They only got a $90 or $80 super. We're still kicking their ass.
Look,
We're still kicking their ass.
we're almost double of what the Raiders report has right now.
Oh!
CPJ!
We'll see you, Raiders.
CPJ! A legend in the building!
Oh, no. You know if CPJ's coming?
CPJ!
It's a different type of energy
Step
in here.
back! 3!
Bang!
Bang!
They're getting blown out. They're getting blown out.
We have a report. We put him on the mic.
Yeah,
we have a
Sam,
report.
what's the report?
We have
What's
a
the
report from the Raiders report.
I mean, it is
quiet over
it is DEFCON 5 over there. Mitch has resorted to texting the Mount Raidermore group chat.
Oh, he's desperate. He's desperate. He's so desperate. He pulled out the Hail Mary. He's
That's desperate.
unbelievable.
They're
This
so
man-
scared.
This man pulled out the Hail Mary in the second quarter.
They're Zach! The Nova Knicks, baby! Let's go! They're so scared. They're so scared. They're so scared. They're so scared.
Let's go!
They're so scared.
Miracles Knicks Nation, let's go!
They're so scared.
We're beating these guys!
Angelo, their
Oh
first
my God.
ever super chat is $100. Angelo, thank you. We love you. Thank you
GOAT.
for the support. Angelo, you are never going to forget what it feels like the first time you super chatted, my
You'll
man.
never forget.
Y'all get to 1,200. I'm breaking out the dolphin suit.
Oh!
We're going to get a live dolphin on
Oh
air.
no!
A live dolphin on air. We are $13 away from a beer boot race between myself, Patrick Seatman. $13 away, Seeps.
Who is the Raiders report?
Raiders report.
Who is the Raiders report? Who is the Raiders report?
As Tyler Talbot comes in
Let's
with
go.
a $10 super chat. We're $3 away from a beer boot race.
They didn't think we could do
They
it.
didn't think it.
We were the underdogs. They doubted us. They laughed at us.
He
And
walked
this is
by-
what we do.
The thing that pisses me off is he walked by the studio
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, y'all want a super chat battle?
Yeah.
Just like it was guaranteed they were
Yeah.
going to win.
He was like, if you guys are okay with it. Like, nah, we are okay with it. We'll take it on the chest. Let's go.
Let's go. As Tyler said, let's trade for PG-13. I've said it. I think the on-court fit with Paul George and the way the Knicks roster is currently constructed is one of the best on-court fits you can have. Thing is, he's 33 years old. He is owed a lot of money over the next 2 years, and he hasn't played more than 57 games in the last 4 years.
Yep.
If he was healthy, if you could turn injuries off, I would love to go after Paul George. But I don't know if it's the right move. The thing that I kind of like, though, Seeps, is it's only a 2-year deal. Let's say you trade for him and he's no good and he's hurt for the next for 2 years. That's a quick, easy move off.
Yeah, definitely. I think PG, he's one of those dudes. He can fit in any offensive scheme.
Yeah. He can play defense. He can guard the other team's opposing best player. He can play make. He can create for his own shot. He can score from three, in the midi. He can get to the rack. You could trust him down the stretch. What about a pick and pop to close games with Paul George and Jalen Brunson? Like, that's elite stuff right there. I would love the on-court fit is perfect for me, Tyler. I'm just worried about age and injuries as he is 33 years old.
This fired me the fuck up.
As Johnson Yu comes in with a $3 super chat, just says, hi.
Hi, Johnson.
Hi, Johnson.
Hi, Johnson. Hey, let's wave goodbye to the Raiders report.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Johnson Yu, we love you, bro. And then CPJ doubles down and says, get the boot. We're going to get the boots going. We got a beer boot race coming up in a second. And then Frank Serrano, after he's already been the MVP of today's show, just puts another 20 down and says, just because I'm supporting my fellas over at New York Knicks Now. Shout out to everybody, man. You guys are freaking awesome. We've already had almost 3,000 people tune in to tonight's show. We still have 2 more segments to get into. We're going to talk about the Donovan Mitchell rumors coming via Brian Windhorse. We have a mailbag coming up as well, and Obi Toppin trade destinations. But I just want to show some love to everybody that has super chatted so far. Shout out to Frank, CPJ, Johnson Yu, Tyler, Angelo, first-time super chatter, came in with $100. Angelo, you're a legend, my man. Shout out to Zach, huge super chat. CPJ, Frank, Webb, my man Webb, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you back on the channel. Fernando, Asia, OG, J Liv. You guys are freaking awesome. And then Asia comes in with another $5 super chat and says, I may not be a Knicks fan, but I know who good people are when I see it. F the Raiders. Let's go, Giants. Asia, I can't wait for when the Giants play the Raiders in the regular season. Darren Waller, let's call it a revenge game. Let's hope Waller can stand up, be healthy. Oh, my God. Oh, man. He said, yeah, so the Raiders report, they got upset. They had to go with the Hail Mary in the first half. Luckily for them, their Hail Mary was answered, and we are no longer in the lead in our Super Chat battle. We are no longer in the lead. If rumors are true, it's not looking good for us. It's not looking good for us. I can't believe that. That's a freaking joke. That's such a joke. They are losers. Shipmaster Kyle says, what's the score? I heard from a little birdie that the Las Vegas Raiders report is up to $1.7 thousand in Super Chat, and we're at 1,000. So we're still in it, but they took a big lead. They had a $500 Super Chat come in, and I also believe they had a huge Venmo come in as well. I'm waiting for Seeps to come back from the kitchen with the boots. He will have the updated report on where the Raiders are at. I can't believe this, to be quite frank with you. I thought we had it in the bag. They're cheating. Is it true? Are they up to 1-7? That's what Jeremy just walked by and said they were at 1-7. I mean, when you have to do the Hail Mary in the first half, it is what it is. They respect us, though. They respect us. Xavier says they are literally cheating. Yeah. Zach says dirtier than Bam. Bam is one dirty SOB. That's for sure. And it is unfortunately official. The Las Vegas Raiders report is up to $1.7 thousand in Super Chats. CPJ, they had to call in the reinforcements. You're 100% right. They had to call in the backup. They were scared.
And
Real numbers, Cleveland was 1270. Update.
Up. Oh, we had some lying. All right.
Okay.
CEO James Yoder just came in the building and said that they are up to 1.2 in Super Chat. So we're still there.
We're hanging around.
We're hanging in there. As Angelo comes back and helps out the cause again, sends in a $20 super chat. Shout out to them. Shout out to Asia as well.
Shout
we
out
read
Asia.
this a second ago while Seeps was gone. Asia, we love you. Thank you so much. Angelo comes back with a $20 super chat.
Claps
puts us
around.
back on the
Claps
board.
around.
We're not that
You know
far
what?
behind.
We knew the run was coming.
They went on their
said
run.
This
It's a
is their
game of
run.
runs. It's
We
a
gotta
game of
answer
runs.
now.
It's a game of runs.
I just can't believe they brought out the Hail Mary right and early.
That's a joke.
Yeah,
And one edit says, isn't Venmo cheating because of the super chat battle? I don't know if it's necessarily cheating.
they just got another.
As
100.
Xavier just said, they just got another one.
I like how we have boots on the ground.
We have
over
boots
there.
on the ground
we
in the
got- we
Raiders
got-
report.
If you guys are over there, spam cheaters in the chat. Spam
If you're watching
cheaters.
on our Raiders report channel, type cheaters. Xavier NYC is our boots on the ground, and he said they just got another 100. We're right there, fellas. We are right there. I'm not asking for any more at this point. I just want to beat the Raiders. If you want to beat the Raiders, do what you do. Be responsible. But what we've already done today is monumental. Thank you to you guys. Seriously, this is why the Knicks Now community is the best community on YouTube, because you guys are just freaking diehards that support the channel, support me. We freaking love y'all. Alrighty, let's talk about Donovan Mitchell.
You want to do that first?
Let's talk about Donovan Mitchell. We're going to talk about Donovan Mitchell, then we're going to do these Happy Dad beer boots in a second. Talk about Donovan Mitchell. Myself and Patrick Seatman will do the Happy Dad beer boot, and then we will close the show with a mailbag. Alrighty, let's get into it. Are the Donovan Mitchell rumors true? Let's break it down. Could the Donovan Mitchell trade rumors be back for the New York Knicks? We're going to break it down on today's show. I'm Marshall Green, and you're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. And according to Brian Windhorst, he made some comments on ESPN Cleveland Radio, which had Knicks fans thinking, are they about Donovan Mitchell? He was extremely cryptic, and he said he didn't want to tease. And I'm going to be honest with you. It sounded like he was talking about Donovan Mitchell rumors. We'll also talk about what Brian Windhorst had to say a couple weeks ago about if Cleveland Cavaliers fans should be nervous about Donovan Mitchell wanting to be a Knick. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers beat reporter via The Athletic, he's saying Donovan Mitchell wants to be a Knick. So we're going to break all that down in today's show. If you could, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 1,000 likes on today's video. This is what Windhorst had to say on ESPN Cleveland Radio today. He said, I have some speculation. There's a couple of outlandish stuff that I'm not going to say right now because I'd get in trouble. I wish I could tell you more, and I know I shouldn't tease you, but just take a look around what you've seen on social media this week and go from there. So what have we seen on social media this week? Well, we saw this picture surface on Twitter today. Donovan Mitchell, Stephen A. Smith, Spike Lee, Allen Houston, and the Knicks assistant coach, Johnny Bryant. I'm sure Johnny Bryant, Stephen A. Smith, Spike Lee, and Allen Houston did not talk to Donovan Mitchell about the New York Knicks at all, right? They were all just in a suite at the Mets game talking about how good of a venue Citi Field is, right? I'm sure Spike, Stephen A., Johnny Bryant, and Allen Houston didn't poke the bear at all. But a couple weeks ago, here you got Allen Houston and Donovan Mitchell playing golf together. So there's been multiple pictures that have surfaced across Twitter over the past couple of weeks of Donovan Mitchell hanging out with important members of the New York Knicks. Let's rewind the clock to Donovan Mitchell going on the Theo Pinson podcast and what he said about playing in Madison Square Garden in the playoffs. He said, for Game 3, when we came out, the noise, the fans, when they did the anthem, bruh, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Like, when they did the anthem, I was like, damn, this shit is jumping. Like, I was geeked. Donovan Mitchell wants to be a Knick so bad, and I don't blame him, and it all started last summer. I think he did make a mistake, though. He never demanded a trade from the Utah Jazz to the New York Knicks. If he did that, he'd be wearing an orange and blue right now, and he's not, and he's wearing black, maroon, and gold, and he's playing for Cleveland. But I still believe that the Knicks have their eyes on Donovan Mitchell. He's a free agent soon. We'll talk about that. But I 100% believe that Donovan Mitchell wants to be a Knick. And Jason Lloyd, who covers Cleveland sports for The Athletic, is saying the same thing. He said this a couple of weeks ago. He said, from everyone I've talked to, Donovan Mitchell wants to go to New York. Now, does New York want him? I don't know, but that's where he wants to go. That's where he wants to play. You have 2 years left on the deal for Donovan Mitchell. Do you really think, after all the assets that the Cavs gave up to acquire him, that they're going to run the risk of him leaving and letting him leave and getting nothing in return for him? Right? No. You're going to have to trade him with a year left on his contract unless you get a big extension out of him. Unless you get a commitment out of Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland Cavaliers, I don't think that's happening. So you have the Athletic beat reporter who has talked about the Donovan Mitchell rumors in the Cleveland Cavaliers. You have Brian Windhorst talking about the Cavs, Mitchell, and the New York Knicks rumors. The Mitchell Knicks rumors are never going away. The only thing that's going to put the Donovan Mitchell rumors to bed is when he inevitably and finally puts on the orange and blue and has New York across his chest. Also, that same ESPN Cleveland radio station had Brian Windhorst on a couple of weeks ago and asked him, should Cavs fans be worried? The question from Aaron Goldhammer was, what would you say to Cavs fans who are worried that Donovan Mitchell is still destined to play for the games for the Knicks in the near future? And Brian Windhorst said, it's a reasonable thing to worry about. So you had a couple weeks ago, Brian Windhorst telling Cavs fans you should be worried about Donovan Mitchell. And then today, Brian Windhorst said he's heard intriguing things coming out of Cleveland, which he is not subject to talk about. Now, why would he do that? Brian Windhorst knows something, and everybody knows something. Mitchell wants to be a Knick, and he can be in 2025. In the summer of 2025, that is the first opportunity that Donovan Mitchell can opt out of his contract with the Cavs and become a free agent. So not next summer, but the summer after that. The question is, should the Knicks wait until NBA free agency in 2025 to go sign him, or should they make a move for him? Because it sounds like the Cavs, if they can't get a commitment from Mitchell, they're going to do a trade and trade him. Because Jason Lloyd said this as well. He said, in 2010, when LeBron James left the Cavaliers the first time, their owner, Dan Gilbert, told all the people close to him that, quote, I should have traded LeBron James with a year left on his contract. So they've learned from their mistakes. The Cavs don't want to lose Donovan Mitchell for nothing in NBA free agency. They don't want to trade the player Markkanen and all the players that they moved, Colin Sexton and picks, to get a deal done to land Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland. They don't just want to waste all those assets and not get something back in return. If a Donovan Mitchell contract extension does not get completed over the next 12 months with the Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe the Cavs are going to look to trade Mitchell as soon as next offseason, maybe the NBA trade deadline, or maybe even very, very soon. Sounds like Windhorst has been hinting at that now for a couple of weeks. I'll ask you this question before I give you my take on Donovan Mitchell and if I want to see him as a member of the Knicks. Do you think New York, the Knicks, and Leon Rose should trade for Donovan Mitchell? If Donovan Mitchell is on the trade block, do you think the Knicks should trade for him? Type T for trade, type P for pass. I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. And remember, we have a deal going on, and it's not going to last forever. When you go to chatsports.com/KnicksCombo, you're going to get 2 T-shirts for less than $30. If you want 2 T-shirts that are Knicks related for less than $30, go to the link right here, chatsports.com/KnicksCombo. The earth is just, it's a funny place. Time is a flat circle. What's the expression right there? It's something like that. I'll tell you this much. This is the Carmelo Anthony situation 2.0. Carmelo Anthony wanted to be a Knick. The Knicks wanted to wait till he was a free agent. But he didn't want to be a free agent. He wanted to go to the Knicks and get that guaranteed money, and there was a lockout season looming. Donovan Mitchell, he's going to be a free agent in 2025. He wants to be a Knick. Will the Knicks be patient enough to wait, or will they get that itch and that hunger to make a blockbuster move and trade for Mitchell? I hope not. There is no need to trade for Donovan Mitchell. There is no need to shell out more assets for Donovan Mitchell. If you know Leon Rose, if Leon Rose knows that Mitchell wants to be a Knick, and if he becomes and when he becomes a free agent in the summer of 2025, that he is going to sign on the dotted line to play for the New York Knicks in the Mecca of basketball, why would you trade assets and go make a move for him? There's no reason. Just sit down and wait. Let Mitchell come sign in free agency. Let Donovan Mitchell wait in free agency. Let him wait. He'll only be 28 years old when free agency opens in 2025. He'll still have multiple prime years left in his career. Because I'm not trading for Mitchell. I'm not giving up the assets and the draft picks that were rumored last summer for Mitchell now, who only has 2 years left on his contract compared to 3 years last season. You want to be a Nick Mitchell? Come prove it. Come sign on that dotted line. The question, though, that you got to ask yourself is this. Can a Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell backcourt work? And not just work. Can you win an NBA championship with Jalen Brunson as your point guard and Donovan Mitchell as your shooting guard? Let's break it down. We know Donovan Mitchell is one of the best shooting and scoring guards in the NBA. Just put his best season in the books for Cleveland. Played in 68 games, 28.3 points per night. His career high, I believe, 4.3 rebounds, and it was the most efficient he's been from the field in his NBA career. 48.4% from the field and a blistering 38.6% from three. That's why he was an all-NBA player, and that's why people had him in the top 10 of their MVP ballot. The thing with Mitchell that is starting to scare me is that his numbers, his production, and his impact kind of shrinks in the playoffs. Over the last 2 years, Donovan Mitchell has played in 11 playoff games. He played for 6 for the Utah Jazz when they lost to the Dallas Mavericks in 2022, and he lost in 5 against the New York Knicks in 2023. And in those games, Mitchell is averaging 24.5 points per game. Good. 4.6 rebounds. Good. 6+ assists. Good. But he's like Russell Westbrook efficiency from the field. 41% from the field and 24.7% from three. Is 11 games a large enough sample size to worry? Probably not, but I'm definitely going to be monitoring Mitchell in the playoffs for the years to come, as the last 2 years, he's gotten the break speed off him by Jalen Brunson and has not been an efficient basketball player. At the end of the day, with all the rumors, with all the smoke, with all the connections, this is what I got to say. I would love to have Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks. Would love to have you. If you want to come sign in 2025, we'll open up the starting shooting guard spot for you. But you don't need to go all in and make a trade happen. Learn from the past mistakes of the organization. You don't need to go trade for Melo if he's going to sign in free agency. You don't need to go trade Donovan Mitchell if he is going to come out and sign with the Knicks in 2025. No reason to it. Let's close the show with this question. Let's poll the audience here. Put your thinking caps on and predict it. Will Donovan Mitchell ever be a New York Knick? Will he ever wear the orange and blue with New York across his chest? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think he is. I think one day Mitchell will be a Knick. As always, thank you. I appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule to rock with us here on New York Knicks Now for a couple of minutes. Remember, we're going to be live on the channel on Friday for NBA free agency, so subscribe and turn your notifications on. And as always, have a good one.
Do you want to try to do the mailbag before the booths?
Yeah, let's do the mailbag before the booths, too. Let's do that.
Then we can just open it up.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking too well in the super chat.
No, we're not.
I heard a lot of screaming in the studio behind us.
They got up to 1-6.
They're up to 1-6.
So we got a little work to do.
We're right there.
We're there. We're floating around.
After this mailbag, we're going to do the Happy Dad boots. I have one. Seeps has another. We'll do a race. Throw those back. Pause. It seems like the chat still wants Donovan Mitchell.
I've been looking at it. They definitely do. We got Raiders fans in here now mocking us, guys. You got Alan Spice saying Raiders.
Everybody type F Allen in the chat.
Yeah,
F
Allen.
F Allen in the chat.
Allen.
Let's go.
And any super chat that comes in that says F Allen, we'll take a shot.
If you send a super chat that says F Allen in the chat,
F Allen.
We're taking shots.
Get him out of here.
Angelo says, I need proof. Why is it we saw reaction on our end but not on their end? I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
You want to go grab my laptop charger from my desk? My shit's about to die. Here, I'll go, yeah, I don't know, because they did get a Venmo, a $500 Venmo. It's unfortunate. We're right there, though. We're not out. We're not out of this. We're not out of this. Mr. Winston says, how about RJ and Obi with possibly Grimes and 3 unprotected for Donovan? Why am I trading for Donovan Mitchell if I know he's going to come sign an NBA free agency in 2025? There's no reason to trade for Mitchell if he's going to come sign, in my opinion. Obviously, I would like to have Mitchell on the Knicks next year, and I'd like to have Mitchell on the Knicks next offseason. But you might trade for Mitchell next offseason. Maybe the Cavs have to sell low because they know he's going to leave in free agency. I don't know where you stand, Seeps, but I wouldn't trade for him this offseason. Just my thought.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to, especially with all the smoke about how badly he seems like he wants to come. Like, I think that's something like that Mitchell's probably thinking in the back of his head. He's like, you know what? One of these days I'll end up in New York. Next time I'm a free agent, but
he should have demanded a trade to the Knicks from the Jazz.
He should have. I don't know if he wanted to like kind of portray that.
Yeah.
As like being like, oh, I want to demand a trade, but
as I saw something pop up about Tobias Harris.
He was apparently calling out 76ers fans.
What a loser. What a loser. And one edit says Venmo doesn't count. Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it does. Unfortunately.
They had to bring out the big guns.
They brought out the big guns. Make sure you guys have liked today's video. We got 345 people watching and 198 likes. Let's get up to 250.
Let's go.
Let's get up to 250 likes. Let's go. Hit that thumbs up icon. As Alan is in the chat saying 877 boot now. Alan.
Win with some grace. Or how about no, lead with some grace. It's not over yet.
It's not over.
I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear a bell either. We technically do only have 14 more minutes for the Super Chat battle. They said they want to cut it off at 6:30. We said that before we go. As Johnson Yu says, that photo is Stephen A. Spike Lee, Allen Houston. Are we not supposed to look into that?
I think we are.
And Johnny Bryant, Johnson Yu. The Knicks assistant coach was in that photo. I'm sure they didn't talk about Donovan Mitchell playing for the Knicks at all, right?
You know what? Marsh, I just got a slack from Jeremy. So Jeremy is the Raiders producer, and he goes, did you guys concede?
No, we didn't give up.
They have their chest out right now. They're walking around. Let's knock out this mailbag and let's bury it.
I agree. Let's knock out the mailbag. Remember, if you want to be featured on today's show, hashtag Knicks or Super Chat to get on the show. In the comments section, ask a question, have a take, just include the hashtag Knicks so we can pop it up on today's video. Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we're going to go over some Obi Toppin trade destinations, as there has been a lot of rumors surrounding Obi Toppin. Reports came out last week from Ian Begley of SNY, where he said he could see Obi Toppin and the New York Knicks working on a trade to find him a bigger role. There was also a report that Obi Toppin and Tom Thibodeau got into a verbal altercation following Game 4 against the Miami Heat in the NBA Conference semifinals. So it just sounds like it's coming to an end for Obi in New York. So in this video, we're going to go through some trade destinations. Then on the tail end of the show, I'm going to take some questions from some subscribers. Before I give you my list of where I could see Obi Toppin being traded, I want to ask you, should the Knicks trade Obi? I just feel like, man, if Julius Randle is on this team, Obi is never going to get that role that he deserves and wants. Knicks didn't think Randle was going to be a two-time All-NBA player in the next 3 years after they drafted Obi. Maybe you can get something back that could help this team. What do you think? I'm conflicted, so help me out. Type K for keep, type T for trade. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So when you get hit with that YouTube ad break, let me know if the Knicks should trade Obi Toppin. I think the top trade destination for Toppin is the Indiana Pacers. There was a lot of smoke leading up to the NBA draft with the Pacers having 2 late first-round picks that they would be interested, but it kind of fell apart once the Pacers ended up trading with the Denver Nuggets and giving up one of those late first-round picks. But the Pacers were one of the teams that were very interested in Obi dating back to the 2023 NBA trade deadline. So if you showed interest then, you're still going to be interested in. They're still a young team. They're trying to build around Tyrese Halliburton. Maybe Obi Toppin could play the 4 alongside Miles Turner, and they could have a young up and down pace there in Indiana. Another team that I think could make some sense for Obi is the Los Angeles Clippers. And there's a couple reasons for this. They need to get younger, and they could use another young front court member. But remember, Marcus Morris initially was a part of that deal with the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards that would have landed Marcus Morris with the Wizards. That deal fell apart, and there were reports coming out that Marcus Morris was not happy with his role in LA, and he didn't want to be on that team anymore. So if the Clippers are looking for a Marcus Morris replacement, Obi Toppin could be that guy for LA. I think the Portland Trail Blazers are a team to keep your eye on as well. They've met a fork in the road. Do you build with Dame? Do you trade Dame? And if you trade Damian Lillard and you try to go with the youth movement, I think Obi Toppin could be a guy they're looking at. He could be the Jeremy Grant replacement, as he has a kind of a funky little deal going on right now in free agency. If he leaves or the Trailblazers end up moving on from Grant, I could see Obi sliding in and being a replacement for him. I think the best on-court fit for Obi Toppin is the Sacramento Kings. The Kings were number 1 in pace of play last year, and they need more of an athletic power forward. It was Trey Lyles last year that was playing at that spot, and Obi, I just think, fits perfectly with the offense that the Kings want to run. They want to run up and down. They want to remind you of that 7 seconds or less offense. And could you imagine De'Aaron Fox and Obi Toppin out on the break? I just think that would be a great spot for him. I would keep my eyes on the Sacramento Kings, as they are definitely looking to upgrade at that power forward spot. One of the last teams I want to talk about in today's show as a fit or potential fit for Obi Toppin is the Atlanta Hawks. Why? Because the Atlanta Hawks, they just traded John Collins, and they did not get anything back in return of substance. I believe they're going to want a power forward, and I think Obi fits in well with what the Hawks want to do. I think that they would be a good fit, and I think that it makes a lot of sense for them as well. Honorable mention teams for me are the Chicago Bulls and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I have the Bulls on there because I think if a Zach LaVine trade ever materializes and he ends up going to the New York Knicks, Obi Toppin could be shipped out. And maybe if you do trade for Cat, Big Purr, who I don't want to make a move for at all, Obi Toppin could be going out as well. So 7 teams I think could be interested in an Obi Toppin trade. We're going to get to some questions and some answers for subscribers coming up in a second. But remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that sub button, and join us for our live NBA free agency coverage. Starting on Friday, myself, Patrick Seatman, we're going to be live. We're going to be having a lot of fun, so come hang out with us and join us as we break down NBA free agency from every single angle. All righty, let's close out today's show taking questions from subscribers. My man CPJ came in with a $50 super chat. Salute, homie. Thank you. He says, give me your thoughts on the CAA versus Rich Paul clutch sport. So it goes back to when LeBron James used to be repped by Leon Rose in Worldwide West, but then he broke that off and ended up being repped by Rich Paul and really starting clutch sports. There's definitely some bad blood there. There was a Zach LaVine report that came out from Stephen Bondy that Zach LaVine's camp didn't want him to go play for the Knicks. They didn't want to go deal with the Knicks. Supposedly they didn't like how the Cam Reddish situation ended up being handled. Look, it's bad blood between two guys that have a whole lot of money and that are very power hungry and have a lot of power. I don't know how much it's going to factor in down the line, but it may be the reason the Knicks don't get to trade for a clutch sports player that is repped by them. Also, OG Anunoby has left Clutch Sports. He's a guy that the Knicks have been interested in before in reports. They've checked in with him, so I'm keeping my eyes on him. CPJ, it's not a good situation, and it's not good for the NBA. Something needs to be done about this. But until then, we'll continue to monitor it. Thanks for the love, bro. As Fernando coming in with a $10 super chat says, go and get Divincenzo in Bridges. I do think Donte Divincenzo is a player the Knicks are extremely interested in. If Divincenzo wants to be the Knicks, wants to be a Knick, I think the Knicks would be glad to have him. Miles Bridges, on the other hand, I don't know how actually likely that is. I don't actually ever see the Brooklyn Nets trading Bridges to the Knicks. I love to have it, and I would love to get the Villanova gang back together, Fernando. Thank you for the very, very, very generous contributions today, Fernando. You're a legend. My man Webb coming in with a $100 super chat. Shout out to him, bro. He says, fellas, what have you heard on the Cavs? Something come across with Wendy Sands. Yeah. So Brian Windhorst went on Cleveland ESPN radio and pretty much said he's heard some rumblings that some crazy stuff could be going down for the Cavaliers. Couldn't give any details. He told us just to check out social media, and we'll see what's going on. And the talk of the town has been Donovan Mitchell getting traded from the Cavs on Twitter. No reports, just rumors, but there's been a lot of smoke about Mitchell and the Cavs Mitchell and the Knicks still being extremely interested in him. I'm not taking my eyes off that situation. I want to ask this question before we get rolling any deeper into today's sack. Will the Knicks make a trade this offseason? There's a lot of people that have been saying the Knicks are going to make a trade. I've thought the Knicks were going to make a trade for quite some time. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of run it back with the team and sign someone and then an NBA free agency with that mid-level exception. So comment for me down below. Will the Knicks make a trade this offseason? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. And one edits, my man. Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell? I think Devin Booker's the better player, and I would rather have Devin Booker on the New York Knicks. I, for so long, thought Devin Booker was going to be the Knicks' next trade target following Donovan Mitchell, but then the Suns traded for Kevin Durant, and then they got Bradley Beal. I will say this, though. If it doesn't work out in Phoenix, and Kevin Durant retires in 3 years, and Bradley Beal's gone in a couple of years, maybe they look to get back some of those assets, and maybe Devin Booker is the player that they trade. I love for Booker to be a Knick, man. One of my favorite players in this league. Tyler, what's up, homie? He says, would you rather trade for LaVine or Paul George? I'd say Zach LaVine, younger. I think he's 28 years old, whereas Paul George is 33 years old. And LaVine has just been a much more reliable and available player. Over the last 5 seasons, Zach LaVine has played in more than 85% of ball games, whereas Paul George hasn't played more than 60 games in a regular season in the past 4 years. So when you factor in age and injuries, I'm going to go with Zach LaVine. I think Paul George would be the better on-court fit. I think he fits stylistically with the Knicks a little bit more, but I think LaVine is more likely, and I think he has less risk than a guy like Paul George. But we go back to that Clutch Sports and CAA drama. It sounds like that the Clutch Sports representatives don't want to see Zach LaVine be traded to the New York Knicks. So, I don't know. Tyler also sent in a $10 super chat and says, let's trade for Paul George. I'd love to, man. I just think that those talks kind of stalled. We did a video when a report came out from Begley that the Knicks were in talks with the Clippers, but I think it kind of just stopped right there. So, I think that might be the end of the Paul George saga with the New York Knicks. Moves could still be made. Deals could still happen. And if the Knicks run it back and they sign Donte Divincenzo, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Better to make a smart move than to make a dumb trade is what I would say. We'll close out the show with this one from Johnson U. Do you think the Knicks will just add someone in free agency and run it back? Yeah. If I was a betting man right now, that would be my guess right there, Johnson, is that they're going to run it back, add someone free agency, maybe move Obi and Fournier, but come back with the same nucleus of Brunson, Barrett, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson as well as Josh Hart. That would be my guess at this moment. As always, thank you. I appreciate you for tapping in with us here on Knicks Now and hanging out. Join us Friday, free agency, live coverage. We'll see you then. As my man Trey Miles coming in with a $5 super chat. We appreciate you, Trey. He says, "Yeah." He says, "Money making Marsh. Did I hear you say OG left Clutch Sports? He's the missing wing we need." Yes, sir, Trey. There were reports coming out yesterday that OG Anunoby has left Clutch Sports. No reports on where he's going to go next, but definitely someone to keep your eyes on. I mean, Trey, he's one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. I think he'd be a great fit for the New York Knicks. So,
Marsh, we got some shady stuff going on.
shady. It has been pretty shady from them.
Jeremy's saying we owe them 2 boots over there.
That's quite literally not true.
And we literally said shot funds. And now
we said shot funds.
And now Jeremy's saying since they doubled us, we owe them 2 boots. That's just not happening.
It's quite literally not true. I said Mitch walked by, said we could do a shotgun. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, we'll do shot fund races over there because we're doing boots over here for the Knicks family.
Yeah. I literally said shot funds are what we'll do. They want to be shady. You can even rewind the tape. I said if the Raiders report comes in here, they're going to do a shot fund race. We do have a beer boot race. We're drinking Happy Dads. Shout out to you guys. Always showing love. We had them, and then they got desperate.
They got so desperate because they have a card in their back pocket they can just always play.
Yeah.
They played it.
It is what it is. A epic effort, which does not go unnoticed. Shout out to you guys. All righty. Here we go. Let's take down these Happy Dads. All righty. 3, 2, 1. Ah! Woo! Losers.
See that in the chat?
Virgin energy. Virgin energy right there.
Loser. That was soft.
Oh, what a day. Oh. Oh, I needed that. I needed that. When you get the carbonation out via a burp, man, it just feels so good. You literally walked by. I was like, yeah, we'll do a beer shot fun. Woo! Well, he knows. Thing is, he had to sell his audience on a lie.
Yeah.
He had to sell his audience on a
He
lie.
had to tell them, you know what, for all the Raiders fans in the chat, there's no boots coming.
No, we'll do a shot fund race.
Jeremy says we're writing checks we can't cash. That's you guys over at Raiders.
That's y'all.
That's y'all.
That quite literally is y'all.
You guys promise your fans 2 boots. You're not getting them.
Oh, man. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
Fear is real. All right, well.
Wow. Ryan Mallett died. Former quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he drowned.
Shit.
Wow. 35 years old. Ryan Mallett, former Arkansas quarterback, passed away.
Get over here. I need 2 boots. Mitch.
Dude, my stomach's in shambles.
Yep. All right. Well, you guys, we did it. We did it. We did it over here at Knicks Now. The Raiders had to cheat.
I cannot believe Ryan Mallett, man. That's crazy.
Especially drowning is such like an obscure random death. I'm proud of us.
I am proud of the Knicks real one.
You know what, Raider? Get all these Raiders fans out of here.
That's all they got.
That's all they got. They were cheating. They cheated. That's fine.
They cheated.
They cheated. That's fine.
They
and
cheated.
Listen, Raiders fans, Mitch and Jeremy aren't going to tell you how they cheated because they love you guys, but they cheated. So it's okay.
Oh, look at all these.
Look at all.
You guys are.
I hope you're enjoying the show, Raiders fans. Welcome in.
Thanks for subbing, too, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for hitting the sub button.
Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for subscribing.
It's called dedication, man.
The big Valby. No one is dedicated to the Raiders. That's why y'all haven't won a playoff game in 20 years.
Yeah, enjoy winning 3 games next season when Garoppolo goes down.
The Raiders
3.
are quite literally one of the worst organizations in the NFL.
You're going to watch Aiden O'Connell play 10-plus games for you guys this year. Just to let you guys know. This guy, I'm not even going to throw it up, Eric.
Big Valboski says we haven't won since because of Carr. You weren't winning playoff games before, Derek.
Yeah.
You haven't won a playoff game in, I believe, 20 years.
Do we even show this, Marsh?
No.
Do I show Eric? No,
F
Eric, we're not
Mendoza.
showing it. We're not showing it, Eric.
F Eric. Eric's being a troll.
We're not even showing it, Eric.
No, we're not.
Yeah, at least the Knicks were in the playoffs last season.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
Won a playoff series.
When's the last time y'all won a playoff game? I'll wait.
Oh, Scheffler? Scheffler's our guy.
As Dodger said, when was the last time the Knicks won a playoff game? They literally won a playoff series a couple months ago.
Yeah, we're not even showing any of these Raiders fans super chats.
Look, if you want to get your super chat up on screen, $50 minimum.
Yeah, 50 bucks for Raiders
minimum.
fans. 50
Raiders
bucks.
fans, $50 minimum.
For Johnson, though, we'll show it. Claps up for the Knicks fans. We're here. We're here. We're loud.
Johnson,
We're proud.
Says Jimmy G taking in enjoy watching porn star Jimmy this year.
Yeah, for 3 games. He's going to play for 3 games.
Raider, AJ, you're the schmuck. You're the schmuck. It's my show.
You guys are a bunch of schmucks.
Bunch of schmucks.
You're a bunch of schmucks. We're not showing them. We're not the shady ones. You got to go talk that up with your homeboy, Mitchell Renz.
Oh, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. You guys are funny.
Scheffler. Don't do that.
Scheffler, you're my guy, Scheffler.
You're our guy, Scheffler.
Scheffler, don't do that to us, Sheffy.
I know you're not like the rest of them, Scheffler.
Chef, you are a legend.
You're a stand-up guy.
Don't stoop to the level of these
peasants
in the chat. PG2869 says there's only one nation, Raider Nation. You're right. There's only one nation that hasn't won a playoff game in 20 years.
Congrats, guys.
Congrats
to the Raiders fans.
Congrats to the Raiders.
Good job, Raiders.
Your team had to move cities because your fans were so good.
Yeah, seriously.
They supported so much. So much.
Had fun buying $150 seats in the 300 section to watch Aiden O'Connell play some football.
Oh, Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell.
Oh, man. Mendoza, we appreciate your
what?
super chat as well.
All these Raiders fans, I know you'll appreciate this. You all eat corn the long way.
Y'all do eat corn the
all
long way.
these Raiders fans in the chat eating corn the long way.
Y'all do. I mean, you look at your coach, Josh McDaniels. Y'all were crying after week 3 that you wanted him fired.
Yeah. Whoa. Jamie, relax.
Yeah, relax.
Relax.
Jaime.
Come on.
Relax, Jaime. Oh, my God.
They really think I'm going to show their super chats. I'm not.
Oh, this is incredible. This is incredible.
Yeah, we need some Knicks fans.
And CPJ. CPJ.
Yeah. We're right there.
We're right there. Where are we at?
I didn't hear no bell. I didn't hear a
bell. I didn't hear a bell. Look at all the Raiders fans out there squirming like a fish out of water.
Who said it's over?
It's over.
You guys already lost.
We're almost there. We just got a 500 from Rob Rodriguez. We're so close.
It's over.
We're so close.
It's never over.
It's never
Are
over.
Are they
I
still
haven't
live?
heard a fat lady sing.
Are they still live? Are we still live?
I haven't heard any fat ladies sing.
No fat lady is saying yet.
Chugs hasn't come in this studio and
Let's
sung
go.
yet. I haven't heard it.
Look
I
at
haven't heard
them
it.
squirming in the chat.
They're
squirming in the
literally-
chat.
What are the birds that go after like dead animals?
Vultures.
These
Vultures.
guys are
Yeah,
like
they're-
vultures.
they are.
They just swarm around and looking for.
They're nervous.
I forgot. Marshall is burnt to a crisp. Did you just get a Vinny?
Rob Rodriguez! Rob Rodriguez! Rob Rodriguez! Rob Rodriguez!
No!
A $600
No!
Venmo from Rob Rodriguez!
No!
Chugs and Mitch, they were doing victory laps. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not over! It's not over!
I'm so sorry.
Jesus.
It's
Take
not
that
over!
out.
It's not over!
Wait! The Raiders report. Don't you wish you played for the Don't you wish you played for the Knicks?
We'll see you, Raiders! We'll see you, Raiders!
See you, Raiders.
See ya!
Bye-bye.
See ya!
Bye-bye.
See you, Raiders!
Where are all the peasants in the chat now? Where are all the peasants in the chat now?
Oh, it was over. It was
was
over.
over.
Oh, we won. Oh. I thought we said we were done at 5:30.
You freaking scum. You guys are scum.
Hey,
Oh
Jeremy,
my
come do your
God.
boots over here.
Yeah, do your
Come
boots.
get your boots
Come
over
get
here.
your boots.
Get your boots over here, Jeremy.
Dude, my shoulders.
Robert Rodriguez, you are a legend.
Rob
We
Rodriguez.
Stop the count. Now we
over.
stop it. Now we stop
It's
it.
over. It's
It's over.
It's over.
We'll see you, Raiders fans.
Jeffrey, you're not scum. But you guys
Okay.
were kind of acting like some scum.
Even Jeremy saying it ended at 5:30.
Oh, what a loser.
That's a loser
What a
mentality. Even
loser.
Allen saying it's been over.
Oh, Alan.
Oh, see ya.
Oh, stop it, Alan.
See ya. My bad we had our main guy, Rob Rodriguez, in the back pocket the whole time.
Rob says I have plenty of Venmo in the chamber. Y'all are scared.
Y'all
The
scared.
Raiders
Y'all lost.
report is scared.
You guys lost.
Nah.
Nah, 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 nah. Hey, goodbye. Nah, 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 nah. Look at all these salty Raiders
They're so
fans.
salty.
They're so salty.
How about you go help your team's channel
go
out?
help over
Go
there.
help them out.
Because right now the scoreboard, Marsh, excuse me, I have a question for you.
Hold on. Yes. All right, Marshall here. What's going on?
What's more, 2.1 or 2.0? Just a thought. Just a question.
I've never been that good at math, but I
Okay.
believe 2.1 is higher than 2.0.
I think it is too. And it seems like the Raiders report lost.
I think they did. As James Alba says, I'm conflicted as a Raiders and Knicks fan. James, you're in a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Oh.
It sucks.
It's already
to be that.
over.
It's over.
It's
It's
over.
over.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
We won.
Raider AJ talking about cheating. Y'all are the cheaters.
You guys are the sketchiest
Oh my
franchise
gosh.
in all of sports.
Oh my God. Rob Rodriguez just put it on the table. He just
Boom.
put it on the table. And all you Raiders fans saw it up close and personal.
Yeah, they were all in the chat too, talking that
They
stuff.
all just left. Or they're not typing anymore.
Or they're just saying it was done. It was done.
Oh. Alan, we appreciate you, Alan.
Oh, Venmos don't count.
Oh, if
Jeffrey?
Venmos don't count, we already
count,
beat 'em.
Jeffrey.
If Venmos don't count, Jeffrey, it's over.
Yeah, you
If
guys
the
are out like
Venmos don't
500.
count, Jeffrey, it's over. We already won. Eric M says, who holds all the chat sports records?
Knicks.
I like to look into the future, and today we win.
We won.
won today.
We won.
We took over Mount Raidermore.
Yeah, Mount Raidermore.
I am
is not
planting
shit.
my Knicks Now flag in Mount Raidermore. It was a good effort from the Raiders report.
Yeah. Hey, Raiders fans, you're gonna see Jeremy and Mitch come do boots here. So.
Hey, honestly, let's clap it up for the Raiders report.
Yeah.
Let's
Good
clap
effort.
it up.
Good effort today.
Good effort today.
Good effort today.
Good effort, man.
You guys really did a good job.
Oh, man. Honestly, I'm proud of you guys.
Jeremy says we're still doing boot. There's just no way.
As OG's coming in with a great idea here. I like this. He
Oh.
says, Marsh, I think since you already have the backboard, it's time to start putting name graphic jerseys in the chat rafters. Rob, Rod, and Bill go first. That'd be cool if we had like a graphic where it was like Madison Square Garden, but it was like Knicks Now jerseys that were retired.
That's a great idea.
That would be
That's a
pretty
great
sick,
idea.
OG.
That's a great
Let me
idea.
talk to
Remember
our
that.
creative team here.
That's a great
You might
idea.
be onto something here, Mr. OG. You might be onto
That's a great
something
idea.
here. Rob Rodriguez says, Jeffrey, time to zip the lips before I throw another 1,000 in there. Let him know how you play, Rob.
What's up,
Flex
Rob?
on him,
What's
Rob.
good, Rob?
You can't mess with him.
Come on.
OG, I'm in.
Yeah,
if you
that's
have an
dope.
idea and you want to, let's do it. Because I'm going to be honest, it's more than just those two people in there. You're going in there as well,
Yeah,
Mr.
facts.
OG. You're going in there as well. Alan says y'all lost. You did lose, Alan.
Again, and Jeremy actually said, he says it's not over. We're in a cut. So he's going back and forth here.
It's over now. Na na na. Na na na. Hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey. Goodbye. Robert Rodriguez. $1,000 Venmo! Bang! Na 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 na. Hey! Goodbye! Na 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 na. Hey! Goodbye! Hey, let's clap it up for the Raiders report.
Yeah.
It was a good effort.
Good
It was a
effort
good
from the
effort.
Raiders.
It
Good
was a
effort,
good
Raiders.
effort.
You guys really tried your best.
Honestly, it was a good effort. Mitch is proud of you guys.
Yeah, good job.
Honestly, I'm proud of y'all, man.
You guys really tried your best. Robert Rodriguez says, Alan, break out your money or shut up.
Rob Rodriguez.
He's fired up.
He's bodying the competition.
This isn't even a competition anymore.
Look, full transparency here.
All right, yeah.
I was really good at math as a kid.
Okay.
Until they started putting letters in math. That's when I struggled.
Yeah.
When algebra came along. And I see a K in 3.1 and I see a K in 2. So the letters are really throwing me off right here.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that 3.1 is bigger than 2.
I think it has to be, Marsh. Got all these Raiders fans. It's okay. You guys really tried hard today. You guys did your very, very best.
Mitch can't be mad at you guys.
No.
You gave it your all.
No, you guys did great.
You gave it your all. As Alan is saying that, people are saying all you have is Rob. I don't think you understood that we were already at 1.2 thousand before Rob came in the building.
Yeah.
And he came off and he put you in the dirt. Right here. Boom. Boom. Ball game. Rob, I don't know what I'm going to do to make sure Rob Rodriguez gets the appreciation he deserves. We got to think of something, Seeps.
Yeah, we do.
We got to think of something.
Something big.
Something big. Because, Rob, you're a freaking legend, man. Seriously. I know we're joking and having fun, but like the support, like the love, and just like, man, it's really, it's breathtaking almost at times.
Yeah, dude, that Rob, I don't even know what to say.
Rob, freaking love you, man. I freaking love you.
Shout out to Rob.
Shout out to Rob. Alan says he put y'all in the door. Borelli, I love you too much for you to be in here, Borelli.
Borelli, we're talking too much.
Borelli, I have too many good feelings and thoughts about you. You're too good of a person to be in this chat right now, Borelli.
Yeah, we don't want to be mean to you. It's your
Borelli,
little peasant friends.
It's all your little minions that you have in the chat. Borelli speaks, we listen.
Borelli and Scheffler, we ride with those guys. But this Allen guy, and get him out of here.
As I just got a message from Trizzy Trace and said, Borelli will, if Borelli super chats, Trace is going to come do a beer boo or bong. He wasn't too sure on that though.
Ooh.
He didn't specify too much.
Ooh.
So that's where we're at. Johnson, dude, we're going to have to figure something out for Rob.
Yeah, we'll probably have to reconvene after this and actually do something.
James says Rob is going into the new second luxury tax apron. James, that's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's freaking hilarious.
Wow.
Did we just walk it off right now?
I think because they're in a cut. They're pissed. They are pissed.
Oh my.
Dude, Rob, you fire me up, man.
Rob is body bagging all of Raider Nation right
We'll
now.
figure out something for Friday for the free agency stream. Let Marsh and I hop in the lab right now. We'll figure something out for you, Rob.
Rob, we will figure something out. Wow.
Yeah.
What a day.
We'll do something.
Sully says we need to get Mello on the show. Hey, if anyone has a connection to Carmelo Anthony, I'd love for him to come on the show. Oh, CPJ, it is a personal issue. It is a personal issue for them. It absolutely is.
I know.
It absolutely is.
This is like they're pissed. They have never lost a super chat.
They have never lost.
Never
They're
lost.
undefeated.
I think we just bottom
Until
9.
today.
I think bottom 9. We just
walked it off.
Should we just walk into the sunset right now?
Honestly, I don't even want them coming on the show.
No.
I don't want them.
I want them to get out of the cut. We won.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. We'll see you.
It's over.
We'll see you. Get them the body bag.
Rob, the body bag is on the way. We might have to get like a body bag and call it the Rob Rodriguez. You just got Rob Rodded. Sully says, is 1,000 the most ever donated? Yes.
Yes.
Rob Rodriguez has sent in the biggest super chat of all time here at New York Knicks Now. He did it when he sent in the 500, and then he did it when he sent in the $1,000 Venmo. Rob.
Shout it. Thank you, guys.
Everyone, if y'all could just type double R in the comments section before we bounce on out of here. Show this man some love. Seriously, like, holy Toledo. We are going to come up with something.
We might need to go see him.
I love that. Show double R some love. Fernando, thank you.
Yeah. Spam
Rob says,
double R.
doesn't victory smell good? It smells amazing.
It smells so good.
It smells like, if you thought bacon in the morning was a good smell, this is triple that.
Shout out to Alan also. We're getting on you, but he's showing Rob some support.
Alan, you're a good dude.
You're a good dude,
You're
Alan.
a good dude, Alan. John Borelli says Rob did some legendary-ish respect.
Yeah,
that's real.
This was like Game 6 Clay meets Jordan in Utah. Like, whatever you think the big-time championship performances are, this was it.
Rob says he's coming to town for the Cowboys-Giants game. Rob, you are welcome to come to the studio.
Yes.
And we're going out, and drinks on us.
Yeah.
Drinks on us,
We're
Rob.
not spending a thing. It's on Marsh and I.
It's on us. You come to the studio. We can put you. I honestly think we bring him on either a Giants or a Knicks show, or both.
Yeah, honestly.
We're going to craft something up for Rob.
Nah. Rob.
Rob, you stop it.
Stop it, Rob.
Stop it, Rob. No.
No, not
Rob,
a chance.
we are taking. You come to our city, we take care of you.
We got y'all.
Rob, I am freaking pumped.
No, man.
If there's a boo, we have plenty.
We
have plenty. We have plenty.
We'll come up with something Friday, Rob.
We will figure it out. All righty. We're going to sign off. We've been live for 2 hours already. We got some things to do in the studio before we can bounce on out of here. Sincerely, I just want to say thank you to everybody, man. I get chills during this show all the time just because it doesn't feel real. And the support that I have from you guys is the reason I'm able to do what we do. Me and Siebes is the reason we get to do this. Thank you. Like, that's not even a word that shows the appreciation and the magnitude of the appreciation I have. So, for lack of a better word, thank you. I appreciate you guys. It means the world to me. I love you. Love you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Raiders Report, good job. Congrats on second place. We will be live on Friday for free agency. Love you guys. See you later. Let's freaking go. Dub City.